episode of Cooking with Mama T. Today we're going to do another one of our house staples, and it's homemade granola bars. Never again will you have to go out and buy granola bars. This is a quick and easy recipe. So to this bowl, I've already added 3.5 cups of old-fashioned oats, and it definitely has to be old-fashioned, not the quick oatmeal, and 2 cups of Rice Krispies. And in this pot, I have heated up 1/4 cup of butter, and to the butter, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of honey. While the butter is already melting, I like to get as much of my honey out as possible. And this is also a no-bake recipe, which is why I like it a lot. And we have 2/3 cup of brown sugar that was packed. And you can use light or dark brown, it doesn't matter. My preference is just, I always tend to shy to light brown, no rhyme or reason. And 1/4 cup of peanut butter. And I'm going to add just a little bit more peanut butter because my husband likes peanut butter. And you just stir that and let that get completely dissolved. And while that is dissolving, this recipe is really great because you can add or take away whatever you like. I like adding dried fruit in it. So this is a combination of like the dried pineapples and mango. I have raisins, raw peanuts, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds. And we'll just add this to it as well. So I'm just going to mix up the dry cereal. That's about 1/2 cup. And I'm also going to add a little bit of Lily Snook's allspice. You can add cinnamon. I've tried cinnamon, I've tried nutmeg. I like the allspice the best. So I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon. A little more. Probably a whole teaspoon. And we don't want this to cook too long. We just want it to cook long enough for the peanut butter and the brown sugar and the honey and the butter to kind of like, I call it marry together. To our brown sugar and our butter and our honey mixture, we're going to add, it calls for 1/4. Sometimes you can use 1/4, because my husband loves more peanut butter. I'll tend to add a little more peanut butter than 1/4 cup. So while the peanut butter mixture is boiling, we're going to reduce the heat just a little bit so it doesn't burn. I also tend to add trail mix. You can add a combination of anything. You can just make it chocolate chip. You can make it raisins. I like the variety of this mixture. I've already poured some inside of it. It has the almonds, the raisins, the raw peanuts, the raw sunflower seeds, and the raw pumpkin seeds, and dried fruit, and it's really, really nice inside of it. And as you can see, it makes a really pretty dish. And along with my allspice, it really boosts up the flavor. So as soon as we're going to continue to stir this just a little bit. And you definitely don't want to cook this a long time. So we have about another minute on this mixture. You always want to remember, if you don't remember nothing else, to turn your heat off before you add your extract to a hot syrup. And then with this portion of it, you should always also use a spatula rather than a spoon. So one thing I realized when doing these a couple of times, if your sauce, if your mixture looks too wet, it's not going to set. You're going to end up with granola instead of a granola bar. That just happened to me last week. So we just pour your mixture in. You just stir until everything is completely mixed together. And I've already prepared my pan with the parchment paper. And the parchment paper makes it really easy because once it sets, all you have to do is just lift the parchment paper out of the pan and you can cut your granola bars. So I'm going to continue to stir this until it's completely set. Okay, so everything is stirred up really well. So now we're going to just dump it into our already prepared pan. And depending on how thick it turns out to be, like this one looks like it's going to be a little on the thick side. Yep, it is. So I'm actually going to make 2. And that happens because of the amount of granola and stuff I add to it. And one thing is really important with making these is making sure that your mix is firm inside of your pot before you put it in the refrigerator. And it's easy just to take a clean glass and just press it. A lot easier on your hands because this is sticky. And I'm actually going to add mini chocolate chips to this one, but because the ingredients are a little warm from the warm peanut butter, it sets in the refrigerator for up to 2 hours. At the end of the first hour, I'll take it out and I'll add the chocolate chips, and you just press them down right in the top. So this is how it should look before it goes in the refrigerator. And it's packed really tight, so it should mold together really well in 2 hours. So in 2 hours, I'll come back and we'll take it out and we'll cut it. Hi, we're back. It's been 2 hours. And as you can see with the parchment paper, it easily lifts out of the pan and it looks really neat. So the key is how will it carve. So you can use a knife, but I tend to use this spatula, which is one of my cake spatulas because it's just easier for me. And you just take it and make your lines as even as you can. So this one really set, which is good because you want it to set. Yay. And what I do is, it depends on the length that you want them. I like to cut it in about 3 pieces because it goes further. It came out nice and even, and I like this one a lot. So what I did at the hour mark, I just put some chocolate chips right on top, and you don't have to put them on top of yours. I put them on top, but here you go. Our homemade granola bars, and they hold up. I generally wrap them, like I'll cut these and wrap them into small saran wrap packs. So whenever my family need them, they'll already be wrapped up. And they can hold up at least 2 weeks on the counter and about 3 weeks to a month in the refrigerator. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of Cooking with Momma T. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. Click on the notification button so you'll be notified when we have new episodes.